As you know, we're doing a series on local authors for my newspaper. I know you've published a number of books. I appreciate the opportunity of interviewing you.
My pleasure. What do you suppose your readers would like to know?
The plots in your books are so suspenseful. Where do you get the ideas for your stories?
They are all right here in my head. No, I'm joking. The germs of most of my plots come from events I've experienced in my life and work. Then, I let my imagination take off. I let the plot develop itself. My books are largely plot-driven. In other words, the plot is the most important aspect. Of course, the characters are important too, but other authors write books that are character-driven. They develop strong, believable characters. But in all cases, it is important to have each character have a distinctive voice. One character's dialogue might be professorial, another may use a lot of slang in his or her dialogue.
So you pretty much know how the story will develop. Do you outline it?
Personally, I do not use outlines. Before I write, I have a general idea of the plot, and how the story will turn out. The book consists of a series of scenes. I try to make each scene interesting and suspenseful enough so the reader is prompted to read on, to find out what happens next.
You have said that most of your plots come from your experiences. Do you have any other sources from which you can get ideas?
Well, I've done a lot of traveling. If there is something of interest in the places I have visited, I sometimes embellish the event or something I have seen there to make the story.
Can you give me an example?
Sure. My wife and I went to Bosnia just after the war in the 1990s ended. Thousands of Bosnians and Serbs were missing, never turned up. In my book, Assignment, Bosnia, the main character has a number of harrowing adventures, trying to find out what happened to all those missing people.
I did read the book. It was full of suspense. I couldn't put it down until I finished it. How long does it take you to write a book?
It varies. But, usually 6 to 9 months. I rewrite each one several times, until I'm satisfied. I've rewritten some books, or parts of them, half a dozen times.
Do you have someone who edits your books?
Yes. Most of my manuscripts go to an editor, who not only makes sure there are no mistakes in grammar, corrects misspelling, checks for typos, and also makes suggestions for ways to improve the plot.
All your books have attractive front covers. Who designs them?
One of my sons can design them on his computer. I'll give him an idea as to what I think it should look like. My other son is a good artist. He's given me ideas for making the cover attractive. My daughter has a marvelous imagination. She's given me a number of ideas for enhancing the plots of some of my books. My wife is great at spotting errors and typos, so she proofreads them.
Sounds like your books are cooperative family affairs. Everyone pitches in.
I must admit, the price is right.
Well, you've given me a lot of material for my article. I'm sure the people who read it will get a good idea as to what it takes to make a good book. Thanks for your time.